G'day everyone, welcome to the video. Thank you for tuning in for another installment of Cryptocurrency Logic. Today we're going to look at various stories in the cryptosphere, Tether being the talk of the town over the past 24 to 48 hours. Let's begin with that. On the 25th of April, the Office of New York Attorney General Letitia James alleged Bitfinex, the company behind Bitfinex and Tether, of misusing $900 million of Tether's cash reserves to hide an $850 million loss. Immediately thereafter, the Bitcoin price plunged by 7% against the US dollar. On Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange, the Bitcoin to Tether, or USDT pair, dropped from around $5,500 to $5,102 at the day's lowest point. Again, 7% drop there. This goes on to say, can the Bitcoin and crypto markets recover? Bitfinex did lose $950 million in a transaction the company sent to a company based in Panama called Crypto Capital Corp, and granted itself access to $900 million worth of Tether's cash reserves. It could have a long-lasting effect on the public image of the cryptocurrency market. There's a tweet as well. There was controversy going back to about, I think, the end of 2017, when there were questions, there were doubts about whether Tether actually held the cash reserves of the Tether that they printed. I think they're all it's like sticks out like a sore thumb when this issue is brought to the surface every time. It needs to be resolved once and for all. And another thing too is, and I just want to make a quick side note, I'm a big fan of the Modern Investor, who is a very active and enthusiastic crypto commentator with excellent insight in the space. So I'm going to provide a link to his rant on Tether and the impacts on the market, and Bitfinex is an excellent rant. Well, I shouldn't just say a rant, it's an excellent summary of the whole situation of the past 2 years. So a link in the description below there. Here, as well as just thinking of what TMI said, they speak about, so the recovery suggests that the cryptocurrency market's dependence on Tether has somewhat dropped in recent months with the introduction of Gemini Dollar and Circle's USDC. The merit of stablecoins like GUSD and USDC is that they are fully regulated, audited, and based in the US with reliable banking services. Now that's reassuring, and that will provide a lot of comfort for people, whether they be retail or potentially institutional investors in purchasing or trading crypto. That's at least some consolation. I've seen Binance have listed many more stable coins. I think these two are on there, and more exchanges are listing these stable coins. For those who are new to the space, welcome. If you don't know what a stable coin is, the idea is that there is a cryptocurrency that is pegged to the US dollar 1-for-1. So $1 of the stable coin is $1 US. And what people tend to do is, as part of trading, when there's a high volatility in the market, say 5 to 10% gains or losses, people like to use stable coins as some type of intermediary where to cushion the loss of, say, Bitcoin dropping 5% in a day, they will transfer the funds, they will switch to one of these stable coins, wait till the price drops even further, and then use the stable coin to then purchase the Bitcoin at a lower rate, so that there's some profit being taken, if you get what I mean. So I think it's a useful tool. I hope these stable coins that are listed here, these two, and others come up, retain their reputable status and continue doing well. To summarize this, not as bad as it seems. The market overall will still survive. So the currency of the future, or the tokens and coins and digital coins of the future. It's inevitable, in my opinion. Moving on to the next article. The Mt Gox trustee, who is in charge of distributing what remains of Mt Gox's assets to claimants, also known as creditors, in inverted commas, put in for an extension on the filing deadline which would have been today, 26th of April 2019. The deadline has been extended by about 6 months to October the 28th. Geez, now speaking of sagas that are ongoing, this is one here. Get your claims in by October 2019. So, listing information about what the process involved, how long that's going to take. Other delays likely. The leader of Mt Gox Legal, Andy Pag, recently quit his post and sold his claim against Mt Gox. One of the reasons he cited was that he did not have faith the case would be resolved in a reasonable frame of time. He took a massive loss on the value of his claim. Now, a bit of a quick side story. Okay, so it goes on. To give you some perspective, Mt Gox was pretty much the original major crypto exchange. I think it went between, it was 2011 and 2013. Don't quote me on the dates, but right in the beginning, it was huge. I believe they managed, was it 65 to 70% of all cryptos? Most of it was Bitcoin, as probably about 80-90% of the currencies that we have today, cryptos today, did not exist back in the days of Mt Gox. To get some money back, the issue is, so as I said, some offers have been paid as low as 15 cents on the dollar, so that's a huge loss incurred to these people. And I really hope that they manage to cash out. They managed to cash out with some decent return. The tricky thing is, as we know, since 2013 or 2014, the price has just shot up astronomically. As 2017 was a year of rampant growth in the space. It's hard. Well, the question remains: what will be the rate of compensation per Bitcoin lost at the time? So it says here that it was about $400 per coin at the time of its collapse, but now, as we know, the Bitcoin price is hovering between $5,000 and $5,500 US. So yeah, they're going to have to really try and negotiate a good return there. Now, further info in the rest of the article. Moving on to international tobacco company Philip Morris is considering blockchain use in tracking tax stamps on cigarette boxes, the firm's spokesperson confirmed to Cointelegraph on the 26th of April. Philip Morris International is looking to implement emerging technologies such as blockchain in order to improve the efficiency, transparency, and cost-effectiveness of its business, the company's representatives said in an email to Cointelegraph. Specifically, Nitin Manoharan, Philip Morris's global head of architecture and tech innovation, has recently estimated that Philip Morris could alone save up to $20 million by reducing tax stamp paperwork and fraud with blockchain, according to crypto industry news outlet CoinDesk. Manoharan reportedly claimed that manual work and the associated counterfeit risks end up costing the industry and governments $100 million a year. A substantial amount of money, despite it being a multi-billion-dollar business. Just thought I'd throw that in. It goes on. I actually wanted to quickly point out here as well something interesting. Earlier this year, Reuters reported that a number of tobacco shops in Paris started selling Bitcoin for fiat money despite the regulatory uncertainty. And I thought I'd point this out as well. IOTA and Internet of Things firm Everything announced a partnership to apply blockchain and IoT tech to leverage better transparency for consumer goods supply chains. I thought I'd add, other than IOTA, I know VeChain has a keen interest in monitoring good supply chains for consumers across various sectors. So I think IOTA and VeChain could benefit from this announcement. Although, just to clarify, VeChain has not been mentioned here at all. There's no affiliation between this and VeChain. Something that came to mind because I am actually a big fan of that. Just thought I'd throw that in. Even though I don't smoke and don't really care too much about the tobacco industry, I'm happy with anyone wanting to actually embrace and just test the idea of blockchain technology, because with the tech, many of the cryptos will also be adopted as part of using the blockchain technology, in my opinion. I just thought I'd throw in as a quick side note, I constantly hear from people I meet I love the concept of blockchain technology, but I just don't like cryptocurrencies. And it's very ironic when I hear that, because it's I can't think of an analogy at the moment, but I pity those who just don't want to even throw in, say, $100 into the space. No offense to them, I just so much negativity. Anyway, I'm digressing, but this is all, I think, worthwhile information. Nevertheless, that is a wrap for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. As I said, check out The Modern Investor as well. A shout out to him. He has been the one who has motivated me to actually produce these videos and videos on my other channel, Lorenzo's Logic, and I'll provide a link to that as well. If you like this, feel free to like it, share it with anyone who you think will find this useful. Subscribe if you would like to stay up to date with my latest videos. Don't forget to click the bell icon if you don't want to miss out on any of the videos or any content that I release. Thank you again. The weekend's now here. Enjoy, stretch your legs, get outside. Have a wonderful day and a great weekend. See you later. Bye.